30 years. I've only had a handful of opportunities where it panned out for me. I was correct. Honestly, I've really considered writing 5 books. The 5th book is everything not to do in trading. Nobody's buying that book. I mean, they probably will because of more of a curiosity and my name's attached to it. But think about it. You wouldn't likely see that as a New York's bestseller. But I wish I had this. Before I opened up my first account with Fox Investments as a trader in 1992, I wish I would have known these things. This is better than teach me the right order block. This is better than tell me how to get in. Teach me how to keep, not keep, but how to know when a fair value gap or an imbalance stays open. See, you're all caught up with the sleight of hand. That's all it is. You're caught up with the bedazzlement of, oh, look at this. Look at this trick. I want to be able to do that in front of other people because then I'll get clout. Clout is shit. You want success. You want to be able to carve out your own paycheck and not need anybody to tell you what is likely to happen next. And you want to trust that you can do what? Keep your account in your hands. Not blow it, not go into severe drawdown. You're going to have drawdown, but you need to be able to know where those opportunities are likely to occur. And if you don't want to put your time and effort into knowing that, here's a promise that you can guarantee and take it to the bank. You will blow your accounts this year. You will fail. You will never, ever be profitable unless you do these things. Identify where it's likely to cause you loss and consistently unlikely to present opportunity for you to be profitable. Why wouldn't you want to listen to sound advice like that? It defies all logic when I see young folks, even older folks that have been trading for a while. Oh, but I've had an opportunity where I did this one time. One time you did something, and you're going to make that, it's going to have to be always for you to be in there trying to do non-farm payroll or trying to guess what CPI is going to do or trying to guess what the reaction in the marketplace is going to be on a rate announcement. How many times have you seen the rate announcement come out as expected and the market do what you thought it would do, but really not? It does it the opposite. And they'll say, oh, well, the market, it priced in. They didn't say they priced it in before that rate announcement. Where's the news people and the talking heads and the financial experts that said, no, don't trust anything. The market's already priced in this. It's going to do that. They don't do that. They wait until after the effect of the marketplace repricing on this stuff. And then they'll say, this is what it is. Everybody knew that, right? Nobody knew that. I'm telling you, if anybody was going to know this stuff, folks, it would be me. I'm telling you, honestly, I have no advantage on these days. None. I have no advantage. Absolutely none. Come on. I mean, if I sit down and I tell you in a video, or if I wrote a chapter in a book and said, this is the secret to being 90% accurate, that's the chapter you're all putting the potato chips down. You're telling your wife, stop talking to you. You're going to physically go out and go sit in your car and take yourself away from every distraction because you want to know what that chapter says. But a chapter like this, or a lecture, or a video, or a Twitter space about these types of things, oh man, come on. Nobody wants to hear this. Yeah, nobody that wants to lose their account, that's never really traded with real money, had loss, blown several accounts, and figured it out that, hey, this is a problem. Because you can have all the resolutions in the world. You could write down a goal for yourself for this year, all you want. You can be encouraged by everything else I'm saying. And you can learn some really good stuff this year. And it all works. But guess what? You're going to lose your ass when you don't know this. Because this right here is what takes everybody out. Not knowing what's going to hurt them. You can't just keep pushing and pushing for the purpose of just trying to make money. and not identify the necessity for a shield. You're going out there with your spear, you're going out there with your sword, okay? You have to have some kind of protection, your shield. What is that? Wisdom and money management. You have to have wisdom before you can even implement money management. So what's the purpose of the money management? You have to know, where is it likely for me to fail? And some of you, especially young men, want to ignore that because you view that as weakness as a young man. That's somehow attacking your manhood, your masculinity, your identity. No, identifying weaknesses and knowing how to navigate them, that's strength. That's maturity. That is mastery. I mean, if you want to dabble, you know, like going to a casino and playing the one-armed bandits, and you want to treat trading like that, by all means, be my guest. I don't want students to think that way. I want them to understand this is an area in time where probabilities are so shifted against me. I have no business going in there regardless of what I see in the chart, period. End of story, it's done. It's not up for discussion. It's not up for debate. It's what it is. It's the gospel. Live by it. But that's not exciting. That doesn't make me stand out in the crowd on social media. You're damn right it doesn't. And that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, because everybody else out there on social media that's trying really hard to be something they're not, they're floundering this year already. They're floundering, failing, falling on their face. All this supposed they have the highest technology of this and that and other thing. And no, they can't be profitable. They're falling on their face. Their things don't work because they don't know this rule either. The markets are algorithmic. And if I can't find a plugin for when the algorithm is likely to do certain things on certain days, guess what? There's no advantage there. You're going to get chopped up, grounded down to bits. And in those instances, human nature being what it is, you're going to do what? I didn't do it hard enough. I didn't trade hard enough. I didn't trust it. I didn't trust my edge. I didn't trust my system. I got to keep going back in. I got to keep pushing the button. I got to keep going and taking my signals. I got to take my signal the next time, even though this was a loss. The book says, the guy on Twitter says, I got 20 years trading experience. I was used to be a prop firm. I ain't never really shown anybody a real track record. I haven't really been able to call markets beforehand, but I'm going to tell you that you got to keep pushing your edge, and then you blow your account. You don't want that uncomfortable feeling of knowing that you shouldn't have been doing it. And you knew it every time you pushed the button. You knew each time, I shouldn't do this, but damn it, I got to do something. I can't go home feeling like this. I knew I shouldn't have traded this day. I got to find a way to get it back. If I get it back, I'll learn my lesson. I won't do it again. That's grade A bullshit. Folks, this is the books that you want. This is the chapters you want to read. These are the life lessons as a trader that you want to understand and apply to yourself. And I know they're not fun. It's not pleasurable. It doesn't give you a dopamine hit. It doesn't make you feel empowered, but it should. That's the perception of someone that's going through this stuff. I can look back and hear myself talking right now and say, if somebody would have just simply sat my young ass down, slapped me upside the head and said, listen, Huddleston, listen, you are not going to be successful because you're not paying attention to this. You'll find trade setups. They're going to pay you. Your account will grow. And where you're going to get knocked down is because you're not seeing this. And you're going to fall victim to this. So this is the most important thing right now. You're thinking about what indicator settings and what time frame. That's stupid. Because if you understand where the opportunities lie for high probability, low resistance, some of you new are thinking, so you're bear. You just want to trade resistance. No, low resistance liquidity runs is when the market just freely just runs right quickly to a poor liquidity or an inefficiency, and it's so one-sided and easy to see before it happens. It's quick. It delivers right away once you get in, and it's just nice. That's how I teach my students how to trade. Are they all like that? No. But that's the environments that we're trading in. But we try to recognize areas that are problematic in creating those very instances for low resistance liquidity run signatures. So it's a hard thing for a new viewer or listener or student of me to digest this type of discussion, because you want, and I understand this is exactly how I was, and everybody's the same way. When you sit down with someone and they're supposedly going to teach you or illustrate or demonstrate prowess in the marketplace where they can buy and sell and profit, you expect a gimmick, you expect some trick or technique or concept or indicator or pattern or service or product to put your hands all over, handle it, and put it to work using it right away, or go through the process of looking for it. Okay. Unfortunately, this skill here is something that you have to carve out through pain and suffering and time. It's expensive. This lesson is very expensive because you won't learn to appreciate it until you have been doing it for years. And you're going to look back in your journal and say, yeah, I can see clearly if I would have been trading on these days, which I'm telling you not to try to trade on, you would have lost your ass. And you can smile in comfort knowing that you did not suffer that because of your maturity and your wisdom and discipline, something that this generation is lacking. You get on social media, you say whatever you want to say, carry on the way you want to carry on, and think there's no consequences to that. And you think with that mindset, you're just going to go out here in these markets and you're just going to kill it and make all kinds of money. And it's going to be a cakewalk for you. And then when you have your first losing trade that goes into a series of losing trades, now you're in drawdown, you're going to find out how fragile you really are, because you're going to do dumb shit. You're going to make stupid decisions. You're going to chase losses and parlay up to larger losses, thinking that you're going to get it back. And you keep digging the hole deeper, and you keep making that psychological wall higher, fortifying that wall of disbelief that you're going to be successful. And all of this compounds into what? Toxic thinking, losing trader, failed trader. And all of that is easily avoided. But it starts with discomfort. It starts by abstaining from these specific days in the marketplace. You all want to have a happy ending experience on these big movements. You don't. You want to be in a long-term relationship with the market. But the market's a cruel lover, and it does not like one-night stands. You need to be able to stay and have a Viagra effect. And the only way you have a Viagra effect in trading in your equity is avoiding too quick. And honestly, you want to have a slow hand. You don't want to be quick to push the button on days like this. You say, yeah, it's all right. I don't need a Friday night floozy. I don't need a Sunday morning regret. Let me just sit here and I'll observe it and watch it from the end of the bar. And we'll see who leaves with them at the end of the night and who wakes up with an STD the following day. In the markets, everything looks good. Everything looks like you want to take it home. But then as soon as you sit down and you push the button on a day like this and you get wrecked, it's not a matter of, well, I struck out this weekend. There's always next weekend. I'll work real hard, get my girl money up, go out to the clubs, and we'll see what I get then. That doesn't work like this in the marketplace, because you're in control of your own actions and your decisions. And when you lose your mind in days like this where it just rips against you, do you have the discipline to say, you know what? I put myself in a situation I can't correct today. It's going to take me time, maybe a couple of weeks to fix this. But I have thrown good money after bad, and I have to abstain from this. And it doesn't mean I'm a failed trader. It doesn't mean my opportunities that I look for are flawed. It doesn't mean that my logic is flawed. It just means that I made the poor choice to engage in a day that I was told, because all of you are without excuse now. You have no excuse now for blowing your account, because I'm telling you, I'm absolutely guaranteeing you that this is exactly how it starts, if not on the very day of it. So if you did not listen to me and you pushed the button and you traded today and you got hurt, don't look at the rest of this day and think, I'm going to get something before the close of the day. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just had a bitter pill, a jagged, bitter pill. Wash it down with time. Don't go in there trying to fix it by doing more of the same shit. Stop. Don't do anything. Let the market do whatever it's going to do today. And I promise you, there's still going to be a plethora of opportunities throughout this year. And this one, you won't even remember it. You won't even remember this day. Some of you probably already forgot about the CPI, the two of them that I outlined before. I thought the market was going to go wherever I thought it was going to go. I told everybody publicly, this is what I'm watching. This is what I would expect to see.